He got promoted and the room adjusted before you did. Waiters placed the bill in his hand now. Your parents ask about his calendar first. Friends lower their voices and turn their bodies toward him. Someone jokes that you married well. Laughter lands and stays there. He says the pressure is intense. You watch him absorb attention like it belongs to him. It is not pride rising in you. It is not envy either. It is the sound of a door closing softly behind you. His income moved up, your access moved down, and no one corrects it. The promotion did not just increase his income, it increased the weight others attached to him. More money signals more responsibility in the room. People assume he carries risk now. They treat him like a decision point. Invitations route through him. Plans wait for his approval. Even silence around money starts to orbit his schedule. You feel the shift in small pauses. When bills arrive, eyes move in his direction. When future plans surface, questions land on him first. Pressure follows status, and status follows money. The raise did not only change his workload, it changed who absorbs expectation. Expectation redraws proximity without permission. The higher earner becomes the anchor in shared decisions. Anchors do not float beside you, they hold everything in place. His stress sounds important, your stress sounds manageable. People thank him for providing stability. No one thanks you for adapting to it. When he's exhausted, the room protects him. When you go quiet, the room assumes you understand. Money begins to decide who deserves relief. It also decides who must adjust without recognition. The one who carries the future gets protected first. This shift does not start in adulthood. It started when money decided who had authority in your childhood home. Maybe one parent earned more and spoke last. Maybe one earned less and explained spending. You learned who apologized. You learned who justified purchases. You learned who carried visible stress and who carried silent guilt. Money trained your eyes to follow the higher earner. It trained your nervous system to scan for approval from the person holding stability. Now, the promotion activates that old wiring. His raise does not feel new. It feels familiar. The room tilting toward him feels expected. You adjust automatically. You speak softer around big decisions. You wait for his reaction before naming your needs. Not because he demands it, because your body remembers rank. In childhood, proximity to the higher earner meant safety. Distance meant uncertainty. So when his income rises, your system recalculates position without logic. You are not responding to him. You are responding to an old hierarchy money once enforced. In many homes, love followed provision. The one who paid decided tone. The one who earned less learned accommodation. Even gratitude carried hierarchy. Gifts created leverage, and silence preserved peace. You absorbed that pattern before you understood income. Now it replays without permission. His promotion does not just raise status, it awakens loyalty to the old structure. Loyalty feels cooperative on the surface. Underneath, it is survival repeating itself. Money does not only change rank, it signals safety to the nervous system. A higher income reads like protection. Protection pulls people closer to the source. Your body senses the shift before your thoughts do. When others defer to him, your system tracks stability relocating. Stability used to feel shared. Now it feels concentrated. Concentrated safety creates dependency, even when no one asks for it. You start measuring your tone. You scan for signs of his stress. You avoid adding weight to the person carrying the future. This is not strategy, it is survival logic. In many relationships, the higher earner becomes the shield. Shields get guarded. Guards do not question the shield. So you filter complaints, you downplay frustration. You become easier during his busy seasons. Alignment keeps you close to the provider. Distance risks exclusion from protection. The promotion quietly turns him into the nervous system anchor. Anchors attract loyalty. They also reduce equal footing. Your body tracks his mood as forecast. Calm means security holds. Irritation means access could tighten. You adjust before he speaks. You volunteer understanding before he asks. You call it maturity. Underneath, it is safety calculation. When one person becomes the financial shield, disagreement feels expensive. At first, you tell yourself nothing changed. You still share a bed, you still share plans. But identity does not stay neutral when money moves. His title rises and the world reflects it back to him. Praise gathers around his effort. Respect attaches to his income. You feel proud and displaced at the same time. Part of you wants to celebrate him. Another part wants equal footing. That tension feels disloyal, so you swallow it. You become the supportive partner. You protect his focus. You adjust your needs around his pressure. The more you adapt, the more the identity hardens. He becomes the provider under strain. You become the stabilizer behind the scenes. One role earns visibility, the other earns appreciation in private. Visibility compounds status. Privacy compounds erasure. You start introducing him by his new title. People introduce you in relation to it. Your name begins attaching to his promotion. Loyalty now has direction. If you question the imbalance, you risk sounding ungrateful. If you stay silent, the hierarchy settles. Identity narrows when it chooses peace over position. You tell yourself this is partnership. You remind yourself that success is shared. Yet the room does not split credit evenly. Applause has a target, and it is not you. Over time, you stop reaching for equal footing. You reach for harmony instead. Harmony costs less short-term. Long-term, it rewrites who stands in front. And once your identity adjusts to the back row, stepping forward feels like betrayal. None of this requires a villain. It runs on visible mechanisms. Higher income attracts deference. Deference reallocates attention. Attention converts into authority. Authority reshapes tone. Tone decides who explains and who approves. You start asking instead of stating. He starts deciding without noticing. When money clusters around one person, requests start sounding like negotiations. Shared purchases feel like they pass through his gate. He may insist it is equal. The room does not treat it that way. Restaurants assume he pays. Family assumes he leads. Assumptions harden into pattern. Pattern becomes structure. Structure reduces friction for everyone except the person sliding downward. You begin self-editing before speaking about cost, not from fear, from awareness of gravity. The higher earner becomes the reference point for what is reasonable. Over time, your preferences shrink to fit that reference. You call it compromise. The system calls it alignment. Alignment keeps the hierarchy smooth. Smooth hierarchies rarely reverse themselves. Over time, the shift stops feeling temporary. It starts feeling structural. You hesitate before inviting friends over without checking his schedule. You frame your ambitions around his workload. You avoid conversations about money when he looks tired. Your voice grows careful in rooms where he is praised. Carefulness becomes default. You protect his status in public. You laugh at jokes that place him above you. You correct people less when they assume he carries everything. Each small adjustment looks harmless. Together, they redraw who you are allowed to be. The promotion that elevated him narrows you. You move from equal partner to supportive extension, from co-decision maker to emotional buffer, from visible contributor to background stabilizer. The room expects you to understand. Understanding becomes your brand. You stop reaching for the center of the table. You take the seat slightly behind him. No one forces it. It feels easier. But ease has a cost. The higher his income climbs, the tighter your range becomes. You filter opinions before they form. You downgrade plans before they leave your mouth. You shrink conflict before it surfaces. Access replaces influence. Influence once felt shared. Now it feels borrowed. Borrowed influence expires when pressure rises. This is the part no one names. The promotion did not just elevate him, it reassigned you. Not officially, not verbally, socially. Money moved and the room reorganized. You adapted to stay close. You compressed to keep harmony. You protected the structure that slowly lowered you. Now imagine his income climbs again. Imagine the room recalculates again. Imagine the distance widening in subtle inches no one tracks. At what point does support become disappearance? At what point does proximity require self-erasure? The system will not warn you. It rewards stability around the higher earner. It calls it maturity. It calls it partnership.